This video will be an Amazon SEO tutorial, and I will guide you through the main points you should consider with examples when optimizing your Amazon listings in order to rank higher. Nobody really knows what's inside Amazon's algorithm. However, there's a lot of information out there that you can leverage in order to drive great results. So let's jump straight into it. So what is Amazon SEO? Amazon SEO is similar to Google SEO. Essentially, you are optimizing your Amazon listing, but instead of optimizing it to rank high on top of Google search results, you are optimizing it to rank high on top of Amazon search results. If you do this right, you will start showing on more searches and you will get more traffic on your listings, which in turn will most likely result on more sales and more revenue. Now let's deep dive on Amazon's SEO algorithm. From what we know, Amazon's algorithm ranks us primarily based on 4 factors. Keywords you use on your product listing, the click-through rate of your listing, meaning how many people actually click on your listing after they've been exposed to it, the conversion rate of your listing, meaning how many people actually buy the product you are selling once they've been on your listing, and the number of positive reviews that your product has. So in order to really master the SEO of our listings, we need to consider all of these factors and optimize for them as we are creating our listing. But please bear in mind that the algorithm changes very regularly, so you need to stay on top of it in order to make sure that you know the latest best practices when it comes to SEO. Coming back into it, so how do you go about optimizing for these 4 elements? First step is to do keyword research. Why do we do keyword research? Essentially, keyword research will allow you to determine exactly which keywords you should include on your listing. Now, because you are a consumer yourself, you may already have an idea of which keywords are relevant and that should be included on your listing. However, you should always back everything up with data, because as you are doing keyword research, you are very likely to find keywords that you didn't even know people wrote when looking for your product. So how exactly do you find which keywords people are using to look for your products? Well, there's a very simple trick that you can use, which is to type your item into the search field on Amazon's website, and this will automatically generate a bunch of suggestions based on what people are searching for on Amazon. However, I can tell you that that's not good enough. That gives you a general idea of how you should go about it. The best way is to use a keyword research tool. I highly recommend the one from Helium 10, and we have a lot of videos that we will link up here showing you how to use it. Now, step number 2 is to incorporate your keywords into your listing. Once you find the keywords that you actually want to use and to rank for on your listing, you will have to naturally include them on your listing in order to let Amazon know that your product is relevant for these keywords and that you want to rank for them. And there are 3 main areas where you will want to use your keywords. And the first one is the title. A good title should include your primary keyword. And if you can naturally also include other keywords, but please bear in mind that your title cannot exceed 200 characters.
I want to give you an example of what I mean when I talk about the title. So looking at the top ranking listings in this category, you can see a clear trend. The Amazon's choice is called absorbent dog pee pads. Besides that, they also use puppy training pads, along with a lot of different features and attributes of the product that are relevant for decision making. For example, extra large, leak proof, odor control. This is a trend you can see across all of them. Training puppy pads, 6-layer dog pee pads, here potty pads, washable dog pee pads, reusable puppy pads. So as you can see, they are really betting on the keywords and not stuffing, but making sure that they describe the product appropriately along with making sure that those relevant keywords are also shown there.
The second field is your product features. And your product features are the bullet points on top of your listing. And on these bullet points, you should include as well at least once your primary keyword, as well as other keywords that are very useful to describe your product.
I want to stay on this listing because I think it is a very interesting one, and it's also a perfect example of what I meant. There are different approaches on how to write features and descriptions, titles for listings. However, the importance of SEO is known for everybody and everybody agrees with it. So a good example is seen in the way they write this listing. With more polymer and fluff pulp than others, these puppy pads turn liquid into gel faster than others. And then 2 sentences in front. These puppy training pads absorb and hold a lot of fluid, up to 7 cups. These wee-wee pads for dogs are good to protect carpet and floor from liquid damage in your absence. With this thicker P-membrane film, these dog training pads are easy to pick up without leakage and overflow. So as you can see, they are doing a very great job in explaining what the product is about and exactly what it is made of, but they make sure to use all of the relevant keywords, including some keywords which you would most likely not normally use in a text.
And finally, number 3 is the product description. Just like in the feature section, make sure you use your keywords when appropriate in order to really elaborate and let people understand what your product is all about.
Scrolling all the way down to see their product description, this listing also has A+ content, which I'll get to shortly. But if we go through the product description, we will find basically the same keywords. Puppy pads, puppy training pads, so I think we have a winner. These are our top keywords for sure. Wee-wee pads for dogs. And in this case, essentially, they are just repurposing the product features. But the point is, this is one of the top ranking listings that probably sells a lot, and we could actually find out exactly how much they make. Yeah, this listing sells 100K currently a month, and it focuses super strongly on those few keywords that people seem to type to find this product.
Unlike Google, keyword density is not as important. It is rather important for you to make sure that all of the relevant keywords that there are included on your listing. So instead of using the same words over and over again, rather make sure that you include a good variety of keywords in your listing and that all of them are present there. Third step to creating a great SEO optimized Amazon listing is to create descriptive content for your listing. Besides that, you will also want to make sure that your content is engaging and of really high quality that will make people want to buy this product. Here are some quick tips to help you achieve just that. Tip number 1 is for you to get really great, high quality, varied images for your listing. With that, your pictures should be of different angles. They should really showcase the product and the different features. And if possible, also highlight different attributes and benefits that the client would get from using this product. And with that comes tip number 2, which is to really focus on the benefits and not only on the features of the product. So a feature of the product is something objective that the product includes, while the benefit is what results, the result to the client of the product having this feature.
This is something that they do very, very well on this listing. So a feature would be, for example, the fact that these pads have more polymer and fluff pulp than others, while the benefit that offers to the client that is buying these pads is that they turn liquid into gel faster than others in order to allow for dry floors and make it easier to clean up. So the feature of the product actually makes it easier for you to keep your floor clean, which is the benefit that you want as a client. Another feature is, for example, the durable, waterproof P-membrane that results in the benefit that is of preventing liquid leaking to the floor. Again, the design of this pad is a feature that results in the benefit of you basically being able to keep your dry surfaces.
Tip number 3 is to write a really accurate and detailed product description. A very detailed and very good, well thought through product description can really increase your conversion rate. So it's definitely worth it to invest some time there. And finally, if you can, on top of the product description, you should also use A+ content. A+ content usually hides the product description if you are selling branded products, meaning if you own the trademark for the products that you are selling. It really enables you to drive that customer experience to the next level and create seriously engaging listings.
If you can't have A+ content, then your product description will basically be just text, and you can use some basic HTML to make it a little bit nicer. But if you can have A+ content, you can make it that much more engaging and personalized, and also really represent your brand, essentially. So this is a brand, and this is what they do with their A+ content. Super cute dog. And they really explain their technology and how their features offer the benefit promised. More explanations. This is all A+ content blocks that they can use, that you can use in order to really make your product stand out and people choose you.
Step number 4 to creating great SEO optimized Amazon listings is to manage your reviews. Reviews are very important. The more reviews you have and the better those reviews are, the better you will rank, because the more likely you are to convert and to drive a good customer experience. And I know that on the first glance, it may really look like you cannot really control your product reviews because someone else writes them for you. But from my experience, I learned that the most important thing to guarantee that you get good reviews is to make sure you describe your product accurately. I observed that whenever you get a lot of bad reviews, it is usually because people get something that they are not expecting. So a result of a misleading listing. As long as you are honest and people are getting what they think they will get, then you will probably get nice reviews. I want to leave you with some other practical tips to close off this tutorial. Backend keywords. In addition to the content that is actually visible on the front end of your listing, on the back end of your listing, you also have the search terms part, in which you can add a lot of hidden or back-end keywords. Now, keep in mind that you will only have 250 characters in this section, that you do not need to add search terms that you've already used in the front end. So these are just some extra keywords that you can tell Amazon that your product is relevant for. So definitely make use of that. Another tip is to use Amazon FBA's program. There's a lot of reasons why you should use the program. The first reason is that if you use Amazon FBA's program, then your clients would actually have access to Prime shipping, which will allow them to get the product way faster. And also they anyway already pay for it. So it's very likely that your clients will prefer products that are shipped with Prime for those reasons. There's also other theories that say that Amazon naturally would also prefer products that are enrolled in Prime, as you can imagine why. However, we don't have evidence of that. Still, you can consider using their program because there are a lot of benefits to it. Another tip that may seem very obvious, but it's really, really important that I mentioned it, is that you should keep your inventory stocked. As you know, Amazon tends not to list products that are out of stock, and even if they would list those products, you will not make any sales. Every time you go out of stock, your ranking drastically drops. And depending on the category in which you sell, it may be very, very hard to recover that ranking and to go back up. So once you've conquered some level of rank and respect in Amazon's algorithm, please try your best not to go out of stock, because all of that hard work will go down the drain and it will take you most likely months to get it back. My final practical tip is to complete your Amazon listing. And what does that mean? When you are on the back end of your listing, you'll actually find that there are a lot of different fields that you need to fill in. And only a very small percentage of those are actually mandatory. While the number of fields that you have to fill in and that you have available for filling in really depends on the category in which you're selling, the category of your product, please try your best to fill in as many as possible. All of the fields that actually are applicable to your product, fill them in. The reason for that are mainly two. First is that it is said that Amazon favors listings that are 100% or the closest as possible to 100% complete. And the second reason is that the more content you offer, the more detail you offer about your product to both Amazon and your client, the more likely it is that they have enough information to make a decision about such product. Whenever you are listing a new product, really take that time to sit down and do this properly, because you will only have to do it once. I hope this Amazon SEO tutorial simplified this very vast topic for you, and that it will enable you to immediately implement some improvements on your listings. We have a lot of different videos about Amazon SEO on this channel, and I suggest you watch this one next in order to learn more about the topic. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe.